525,600 minutes.
It's Friday, November 25th, coming up on an all-new year. The entire cast of the movie musical event of the year, Rent, is telling the ladies how they brought the sights, the sounds, and the magic of the landmark play from the stage to the big screen. Plus, they're performing some of Rent's most unforgettable songs.
And Tony Award-winning musical Rent showed us how powerful and passionate a musical can be, and it reaches new heights on the big screen. Here to sing Seasons of Love, please welcome the cast of Rent.
525,600 minutes. 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, in striving. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes. 525,000 journeys to land. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died. It's time now to sing out, the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of Rent. Remember that love.
You got to remember the love. You know that love is coming from up above. Measure your life in love.
Seasons of love. Seasons of
Measure your life in
It does not get any better than this. When we come back, we'll meet the entire cast of Rent. Stay right there.
Open up a restaurant in Santa Fe. Our labors will be financial gain. We'll open up a restaurant in Santa Fe and save from devastation of rain.
Words of inspiration, playing hooky, making something out of nothing. The need to express, to communicate, to going against the grain, going insane, going mad.
It is so good. That was a clip from the big screen version of the musical Rent. And right now, let's meet the cast who turned a classic show into movie magic. Please welcome Adam Pascal, Rosario Dawson, Jesse L. Martin, Wilson Jermaine Heredia, Anthony Rapp, Taye, Idina Menzel, and Tracie Thoms. I mean, there's so much talent on this stage, I don't even know where to begin. The first thing I'm going to do is congratulate the 2 Tony Award winners that's on stage. Wilson and Idina. Okay, just had to give a little shout out on the Tony Award winners. Okay, so I'm going to start with you, Jesse. You started your career in the original musical version of Rent as Tom Collins.
Yes.
I mean, and when you hear people talk about you and Tom Collins, they're like, they're intertwined. We can't think of Tom without thinking of you.
That's good to hear.
So, but you know, a lot of us, Law and Order, right, is about Detective Green. So, did you ever think they'd come back to you for the film version of Tom Collins?
No. I mean, there was a little rumbling about it, you know, maybe, 5 years ago? And, you know, we were all like, maybe, it's only 5 years, you know, maybe. And,
I might still look cute. I might still look good.
I'm still good. I can sing. That went away. And we were just like, forget it. We ain't gonna never do that movie. I might as well just work on something else. And, you know, Law and Order was there, so I was good. But then here comes Chris Columbus, and he's like, you know what? I want as many of you as I can get, and thank God that included me and the rest of these kids right here. And I just feel like the luckiest person in the whole wide world. I can't even tell you.
Hey, you're so good. You really
Stop. Thank you.
I wonder what they think of you, though, Detective Green beating up on the criminals, and the next thing you know, singing and dancing, throwing his leg up in the air and stuff.
Next season, Law and Order, I'm gonna start busting moves. Start singing rights instead of reading rights.
You never smiles on Law and Order.
Exactly. You're right about
You know,
it.
Rosario, 6 of the people up here were in the original, but not you and Tracie. So was it scary for you to take on this role of Mimi and suddenly join this cast?
It was scary, probably only because of what Tracie and I put ourselves through when we got there, just being so excited and overwhelmed with just how amazing everyone was around us, and being able to go and, you know, look at the original cast album. She'd actually seen them in Broadway twice originally, and just
Well, you'd
listening to them all the
auditioned a
time.
million times, right, Tracie, for the play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got it down there.
We just sit there and we just be like, you know, oh my God, that's Anthony, and oh my God, that's Adam, and they'd be singing, and then it would be like a pause, and they'd look over at us and be like, oh my God, it's our turn to sing. Sorry,
Why do you think you finally got the role? Beyond the tenacity, there's talent, so.
Oh, well, thank you. I think I just grew into it. I think I actually was too young. I was like 21, auditioning. Like, I can be a lawyer? Really? I can. They're like, no, you can't. Go to school. Go back to school. So I went to Juilliard instead because I didn't get in to Rent. So I went to Juilliard instead.
Hey, boy, what a loser I know. I went to Juilliard.
And that's why I don't tell nobody.
And Taye originated the role of Benny, who is the bad guy in the whole thing. They put it all on him. Well, he used to have heart. Then he married the rich girl, and all of a sudden forgot who he was. Is it hard to be the bad guy in all the love?
It was tough, especially watching them dance and scream and jump around on the tables. You know, they're having such a ball, and you know, sometimes I would feel a little bit like the outcast. But it was good for the role. It was good for the role because my character actually is the outcast. But in the end, he comes back around, and we're all family. Your character's an outcast?
The outcast.
But he makes us laugh the most off.
I was going to say, when we were on Broadway, we'd be doing like everyone. Taye be standing off to the side, doing what you do.
Making everybody feel good. But see, then you got to go home with Maureen on the regular because you met Idina during the original musical of Rent. You guys got married. Idina, as I explained earlier, has just become this big, over-the-top superstar on Broadway. Yes, indeed. Tony for Wicked. So did you know when you were Maureen that you were going to be her? You were going to be the one on Broadway for the rest of your life?
No, I had no idea. Actually, I was a wedding singer. Weddings and bar mitzvahs all over Long Island, New York, New Jersey. And in January and February, there aren't many weddings. So it was a time when this audition came up, and I thought, oh, good, because I'm not going to be making any money. And I went in, and it happened. And my last wedding was New Year's Eve at the Four Seasons in Boston during rehearsal in December of '95 with these guys. And then thankfully I didn't have to go back and sing. I'm so excited.
Can you imagine there's a couple somewhere sitting around going, Idina, girl, Idina Menzel sang in my way.
I'm going to find those videotapes. Nobody will look at this.
Adam, you originated the role of Roger. You got a Tony nomination for that and went on to perform in Aida, another big Tony hit.
Yes, indeed.
But you really credit Idina with getting you where you are right now.
Absolutely.
In
Thank you,
what way?
Idina. Well, Idina and I grew up together in Woodbury, Long Island. And she had been cast in the show, and so that's how I found out about it, through her boyfriend at the time, who was a friend of mine.
But you didn't really...
Yeah, she was with men before.
But could they sing? See, there you go.
Wait, is it true that you were a fitness trainer and you weren't ready to give up that job even once you were in the show?
Well, I mean, even once we started performing off-Broadway, we certainly had no idea what it was to become. And at that point, it was only slated to be a 10 or 12-week run. And so, you know, we weren't making a lot of money in the show, and so I kept my job. And so I would work in the mornings and then go and we would rehearse all day. And then
He trained me one day, remember?
And that was after I quit my job.
Are you guys actually shocked at what it became? Because it is
Anthony's not. Anthony
Really?
said to me during a break during rehearsal back in the day, I said to him, "What are we doing? Like, I'm singing this love song to another woman, and I don't know." And he said, "I don't know, honey, but I just know it's something. It's going to be an event."
I didn't think it was going to be 10 years on Broadway and big major motion picture. I thought it was going to be like, you know, like you go downtown and it's the thing that everyone goes to see.
Anthony, you stayed with, because you originated Mark, and you stayed with the show the longest. How long were you actually with the show on Broadway?
Almost 2 years, including off-Broadway. And before that, I'd done the workshop a year before.
So Mark is in your heart. You,
Yes.
I mean, you know Mark intimately.
Yes.
And one of the things that we all loved about Mark was that scarf.
Yes.
I mean, it became almost like a character, is the scarf.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the original?
I have that. I took that scarf with me when I left the show. I have it in my closet. It's there. It'll be mine forever. And then in the movie, it's almost the same scarf, but it instead of white and blue, it's gray and blue because the white was just a little too bright for the camera. But
It gets your nice tan skin.
Well, Wilson, you had an interesting role because 10 years ago you played Angel, an HIV-positive drag queen. Okay, so were you a little hesitant or excited to put back on the stockings and the heels and the tights and get dance on tables?
I didn't mind actually wearing the outfit. The one thing that I wasn't really happy about was the heels.
No.
And it had nothing to do with how it looks. It's just how it feels after 12 hours.
Well, it feels you won a Tony for your work, which is quite
because this is some of the most brilliant work I've ever seen on stage. I loved it the first time I saw it. And then, but Wilson, I don't know what you did, but you captured some magic in a bottle. You were amazing, and you deserved that Tony then. Boy, y'all all deserve some awards on this one, baby. Don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be right back with more on the Master
Lets us do our work and get paid. With condos on the top, whose rent keeps open our shop. Just stop the protest and you'll have it made.
fantastic clip from the musical Rent, and we're back with the cast who's bringing the classic musical back to the big screen. We also have some footage of the original 6 of you in the original Rent. Yes, we do. And I'm sure, yes, we do. We'd like to see some of that.
Let's see that.
Can we see some of that? Do we have it? It was there. There it is. Oh, yeah. I'm sure. And I'm sure this brings back. Look at you guys all reminiscing. I'm sure it brings back a lot of good memories and maybe some sad ones too. I know that
it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
too. Every night.
Jonathan Larson, the creator, unbelievable creator of Rent, passed away on the eve of what your premiere, preview performance. And I can't imagine what that was like for you guys. Jesse, how did you guys even start to cope? Because the show went on. Yes. And you went on.
I was there for opening night.
Were you really?
Yes, you were fantastic, all of you. So how did it feel that whole time? That must have been rough.
Well, I mean, how do you even begin? We have been working really, really hard, and Jonathan had been running around like crazy, like rewriting things. I mean, I think he came up with that beautiful song that you just saw the clip of, like at the last minute, am I wrong? And like very quickly, and we were all shocked, first of all, that Dean and them went in there and tore it up. But second, that he just threw that song together. And we had one preview and the dress rehearsal, and that evening Jonathan passed away.
Yeah.
And we got a call from Jim Nicola, the artistic director of New York Theater Workshop, the next morning, and he told us what had happened. Of course, we couldn't believe that, and we all came to the theater, and we sort of sat around the theater for a really, really long time, not knowing what to do, what to say. Like everybody was kind of blown away. I mean, they're kind of really blown away. Yeah. And I don't know who suggested it, but somebody decided that we should at least sit down and sing the show that night and invite as many of Jonathan's friends and family as we could as sort of a memorial. I mean, we didn't know what else to do. Like, we had to do something. So they sort of set it up conference style. Like, there were tables, and we sat down, and I mean, it was packed. I mean, it was full of Jonathan's family, full of Jonathan's friends. Everybody that had anything to do with Jonathan was there in the aisles, fire hazard, total. And we sat down at the table, and we started singing the show. The end of the show, if anybody, you guys all know the show, so in the end of the first act, we do La Vie Bohème, which happens kind of on this table. And we're sitting at a table, and it just felt so weird to just continue sitting there and singing the song. So I think it was you who was the first person who jumped up and actually got on the table. And we were like, oh, it's on. So like, we started throwing stuff off the table, and before you knew it, everybody was on the table. The audience was going crazy because you needed some kind of release.
Started with Daphne.
Is that
Out Tonight.
Oh, really?
Out Tonight.
She actually got on the table.
She got on the table and
the
started
amazing
doing
thing to me, like the show has so much joy and life in it, and it has some incredible sadness in it. And that night, the night that Jonathan died, and all those people who were there were, you know, obviously in incredible shock. And yet, La Vie Bohème played as joyfully as it ever had before. And all the jokes, everyone laughed at all the jokes. It was like both. It was just proof that the show just cut through everything to people's hearts.
It did. What a tribute, really.
So you were supposed to be the comedian of the group, right?
Yes.
Jokester.
Are you a comedian? The joke you play?
I enjoy laughing.
Did you put a joke on Christopher?
I did. I hate telling. I'm gonna have Anthony tell the story.
Well, didn't he, like, when you got the role on when Stella got her groove back? Is that true? Also, we need to know. Did he run around naked? Anthony?
He plays practical jokes.
I did. I was very excited, and I took off all my clothes and ran around the theater.
During the rent? It was during rent.
During rent.
Were these guys your witnesses?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's what you start after. But that's what you call living in the moment.
Seriously.
He's in the moment. He's in the mood, but he's in the moment.
Before that, we were working with Chris.
I call it sexual harassment.
Yeah,
that's what I did call it when I called the producers union.
I want to go back in time, actually, Adam, because you guys were, before you hit Broadway, you were in the small 100-person theater. You guys were talking about it before. And you never acted before. You find yourself on this small stage, and you're looking out in the audience, and who do you see?
Well, you know, once the word got out of what was going on downtown, and there was this great show, lots of famous people would come and see the show, and they were very close, just as close as your audience is right now. And I remember seeing Al Pacino in the audience. I remember seeing Steven Spielberg in the audience.
Sitting on the stairs because there were no seats.
Yeah. Spielberg was on the stairs? Pacino? Michael Corleone sat on the stairs?
You guys sure weren't a good host then, I'm sure. Come on now. Rosario, by the way, last night I'm watching the screening, and I could not get over your stripper scenes. You nailed that role, so much so that it was so super sexy that we can't even show the clips here on daytime. And I know you looked comfortable then, and it certainly seemed like you were comfortable. You had to be a little nervous, just a little bit, because you were, I mean, it was hot, you guys, it was out of control.
Were you? I was nervous about going down those stairs. No, it was actually really, really fun. It's an amazing thing to be able to go to work and just be singing and dancing. And, you know, I really took advantage of it. I played really hard. We did that scene in one day. I ended up getting a bruise about this big on the side of my thigh that had fishnet markings in it. Because I was hitting the pole so hard when I would jump off the stage and go around the pole. Oh so in that, I bruised myself this big. I mean, it was crazy. I had all types of bruises all over myself later, but it was just because I was so excited and I got into it. It was really great.
Stripper injuries will pop up.
I felt like bona fide at that.
Totally.
You know, it was pretty great.
We have a ton of redheads, your biggest fans in the audience here. And I know that they have some very important questions that they want to ask you guys. Star, who do we have?
These two girls right here, baby, they love Rent. Tell them all about it.
Hi, I'm Kaylee, and this is my best friend, Jessica. We are the biggest Rent fans here, no matter what anybody else says. Actually, we were Maureen and Joanne for Halloween. So, yeah.
What's your question, baby?
Really good friends.
We were just wondering, because it's one of our dreams to be actresses someday, and it's one of our dreams to be in Rent. We had a question for Idina, and we were just wondering, what song would you recommend singing for an audition?
Oh, that's a good question.
Honestly, I really feel that you should just sing something you love and that you feel makes you unique, and you should go in there and have a really good time, because you never know what's going to happen. And I mean, I sang Let's Give Him Something to Talk About, Bonnie Raitt, for my first audition, and then I sang When a Man Loves a Woman
She
for my
never
second
follows
audition.
the rules, ever.
No? Why was that against the rules?
I'm just saying, when you go to school and whatnot, they give you usually like a list of show tunes to sing.
I went to school for musical theater.
All right, don't have a fight. Don't have a fight. It's okay.
You know, Meredith, would you have another question?
Yeah, sure do. This is Emily. Emily, what's your question?
Hi, this question's for Taye and Idina, and I was wondering, Taye, how did it feel to see your wife kissing another woman? And Idina, how is it like kissing another woman with your husband watching?
Good question.
Does it turn you on? Is the real question.
It doesn't suck.
We are so excited to have you guys here, and we're more excited that you are sticking around. Guess what? We are not done with the cast of Rent yet. When we come back, they're singing another song. Another unforgettable song. Please welcome back the cast of Rent.
There is no future. There is no past. Thank God this moment's not the last. There's only us. There's only this. Forget regrets, or life is yours to miss. No other road, no other way, no day but today. Will I lose my dignity? Will someone care? Will I wake tomorrow
Welcome back. Everyone in our audience is getting a CD of the soundtrack to Rent. All of you. If you did not love this show, there is something terribly wrong with you. Thank you, guys. You were so great. Have a great day, everyone, and take a little time to enjoy the view, and you'll love Rent.
Yeah!